Ugandan troops stepped up their deployment in eastern DR Congo on Wednesday. Witnesses said on the second day of an operation against the notorious ADF rebel group launched in cooperation with Kinshasa. Ugandan soldiers were seen crossing there into the Democratic Republic of Congo on Tuesday after their unarmed forces launched air and artillery strikes from Ugandan territory. To target is the Allied Democratic Forces, ADF, a group blamed for massacres in eastern DRC and attacks in the Ugandan capital, and which the Islamic State group claims as an affiliate. The DRC at the weekend said through a presidential advisor that it approved a Ugandan officer to pursue the ADF on its soil, where the group has hauled up since the mid-1990s. The United Nations appealed on Thursday for a record of $41 billion to provide life-saving assistance next year to 183 million people worldwide caught up in conflict and poverty, led by a tripling of its program in Afghanistan. Famine remains a terrifying prospect for 45 million people living in 43 countries as extreme weather caused by climate change shrinks food supplies, the UN said in the annual appeal, which reflected a 17% rise in annual funding needs. In a report to the donors, the World Bank, or rather the World Body, said without sustained and immediate action, 2022 could be catastrophic. End of quote. Nearly 26 million Ethiopians require aid, including more than 9 million people food who depend on food rations, including 5 million in Tigray, amid rising malnutrition rates, it said. And on the foreign scene, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met his Russian counterpart on Thursday to warn him face-to-face of the serious consequences Russia would suffer if it invaded Ukraine, and to urge him to seek a diplomatic exit from the crisis. Blinken delivered the warning to Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov at a meeting in Stockholm, a day after declaring that Washington was ready to respond resolutely, including with hard-hitting sanctions in the event of a Russian attack. He said Russia and Ukraine should each fully implement the obligations under the 2014 Minsk peace process, which was designed to end a war between pro-Russian separatists and Ukrainian government forces in the east of the former Soviet Republic. The defense chiefs of the United States and South Korea said on Thursday they would review and update ways to deter North Korea, even as they emphasized a growing regional role for Seoul. North Korea's missile and weapons development are increasingly destabilizing for regional security, U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin said after talks with his South Korean counterpart, Seo Wook. But the two sides also discussed issues beyond the Korean peninsula. For the first time, their joint statement affirmed the importance of preserving peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. North Korea had continued to rebuff U.S. entries for diplomacy since Biden took over from Donald Trump, which had 3 summits with leader Kim Jong-un.